Uh, yo, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to my freedom marchers, freedom family, freedom lovers, and freedom fighters. Snapzilla Gorillas up in this thing, about to hit y'all upside the head with this very disturbing and asinine morning paper. Let me go through this roll call real quick. We got Real Eyes in the building. Salute to the beautiful Real Eyes. Peace and blessings to Slim Hussein. We got Shot Killings in the building. How y'all doing, man? I'm not a happy camper, guys. I'm not. This shit right here just pisses me the fuck off. It pisses me off. We got these highly untrained, bumbling idiots running around with a level of authority that should not be given to a 6-year-old child with a loaded gun. And the video I'm about to show you is proof positive of why I said ICE is illegitimate. It's an illegal organization operating by fiat from executive orders and executive actions that Donald Trump does not really have any right to, nor does any other human being in the fucking world. This is why, this is just one of millions of reasons why anarchy is the best way for society to operate. Because no human being has any legitimate authority over any other human being, point blank and period, except for a parent to their children, right? Because you have to, they need that. They need that direction. They need that guidance. They need that authority to help them get through life when they become adults. Look at this asshat. Look at this clown. This is why I say the tyrants aren't the problem, right? The tyrants aren't the problem. No. It's asshats like this. It's this clown right here. This dude who is probably a cuck and can't satisfy his wife, so he's angry inside. So when he sees shit like what the ICE is doing, he thinks it's a great thing because he's a dumbass. And that's okay. We got those people in the world. This is why we're stuck in chains. People like that. This is why we are where we are. You out here, this guy says, why was no one calling ICE a terrorist organization when Obama kicked out 3 million illegals and was sued by the ACLU multiple times? Well, people like me were, except we didn't have YouTube like we do now. Yeah. See, I call the entire government a terrorist organization. Been doing so for quite a while. Salute to my brother Insane. Salute to you, brother. Welcome. Welcome, brother. Yeah. See, we got these. This is why. This is why. Aussie guy. He's probably not even American. Right? See, he's the type of guy that will let his government take all the guns from him because he feels like the government is legitimate. See, there's people out here that believe the government is legitimate They don't give a hot damn, except for when that barrel's pointed at them. But see, it never will be, because these are cowards. They have no inclination to help anyone else. They'll sit back and they'll let the terrorism continue as long as they feel like it's never going to happen to them because they have optimism bias. Yes, I'm talking about the dude that was pistol whipped and killed by ICE. Yes, I am. Yes. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And, now listen, guys, this is nothing new under the sun. But this shows you see, ICE agents aren't trained police officers. They're not. They are not trained police officers. Right? These dudes are pussies. Well, cops are pussies too, but these dudes are ultra pussy. They're pussy lips, as a matter of fact, because pussies can be pretty strong if they got that nice Kegel thing going. You know what I mean? They do their Kegels every day. The vagina can be pretty strong, but the lips stay soft. Anyway, that's why I call them pussy lips instead of pussies. They're pussy lips. You understand what I'm talking about? Slim was saying now if Obama was killing people with ICE agents, we'll call it the same thing. Well, yeah, but see, you don't have to kill someone to be a terrorist, right? So, we don't know what ICE was doing during the Obama administration because it was less publicized, right? It wasn't as publicized. But again, the entire government organization is a terrorist organization. ICE is just an arm of it that they're deploying. They're deploying these terrorist cells so that people like this can come out. Enough of these people come out, they'll continue this type of behavior. And then next thing you know, it becomes escalated and we're living in Demolition Man society with guys like Aussie guy running around with nightgowns all day, who, consume too much soy, if you get my meaning. Yeah, this guy right here, he just lay down and take it. Yeah, fuck the police. Exactly. Insane. That's what I'm talking about. Fuck the police, fuck ICE, fuck the government. It is what it is. Quiz G2 says, not saying this for people, but I tell you one thing, the people ain't going to keep putting up with this shit. They shouldn't, but a guy like this will, right? You'll always have an Aussie guy running around. You'll always have. Nobody wants illegals in our country. Well, the guy they killed was not an illegal. He was a U.S. citizen with a permit to carry a firearm legally. He was well within his rights. They were superfluously, these ICE agents were spraying a woman with pepper spray, and he was trying to shield her. So 6 or 7 of them decide to pile on top of him and start, doing their thing, which is nothing at all. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. This dude's hands is just free and all that other shit. They should have had hand control on this guy if they felt like he was a threat. Take his hands, control his hands, but they don't know what the fuck they're doing. So the first thing they want to do is pull out a gun and start shooting. Right? Because they have no fucking training. They're not real police officers. And even real police officers are trash, right? They think they're above it. They think they are anointed with special powers because they have this badge and that gun. Yes, all cops are bad. You know why? Good cops don't last long in police departments. Good cops get fired or killed. That's what happens to good cops. See, you have 2 types of police officers. You have bad police officers and you have indifferent police officers. You got the police officers that do the bad shit. And then you have the police officers that don't do bad shit, but they're indifferent to the bad shit their partners are doing. which makes them just as bad, right? But you don't have good cops. Good cops don't last. Great Blackness says they just going around killing people, so protect yourself and your family by any means necessary. 100%. 100%. Pillows says, I've never met a legal person because I don't fucking ask or care. Yeah, you're not, no one runs around asking someone if they're legal, right? Now, if you have a suspicion, you might put it, give a tip or something like that. But see, there's another issue with this type of thing, because you can have people calling ICE on people that have nothing to do with being illegal. They just want to fuck with those people, right? It's like swatting. They're out on the streets doing work. Your ancestors let you get taken like some punks. When England came to America, we fought like men, then be taken like some bitches. Are you trying to say that you're indigenous? Is that what you're trying to say? Because there's some things you need to know about some indigenous folks, right? Some of them were slaves as well. You don't even know what you're talking about, right? See, this is the kind of guy who wants us to convince us that he's indigenous, that would say that the person that committed the atrocities against his people and our people aren't the bad ones. We're the bad ones because we became slaves and they died. They got slaughtered. Whole tribes of people eliminated by the same group of people that enslaved Africans and indigenous folks, black indigenous folks in this land they call America, that were here before the Europeans came. So, no, you don't want to get mad at the person who slaughtered thousands of your people if you call yourself indigenous. No, you get mad at the person or the group of people that were enslaved by those same people. That's how dumb your ass is. Or I'm gonna get mad at the enslaved ones instead of the person that enslaved us, enslaved them, and slaughtered us. So you're not mad at the person that slaughtered your people. Yeah, we died. You sound like a dumbass. You fought and died. You left that part out. Yeah. You said you fought. Yeah, that's if you call yourself indigenous. You fought, but you also got slaughtered. Now you're living in reservations, right? On arid land, right? Where they can constantly break the treaties they were supposed to have with you. But you're mad at the people that they enslaved. That's who you're mad at. You're not mad at the slave owner and the genocidal maniacs that killed your people. This is how dumb you idiots are. Police just protect and serve the law, not citizens. Yes. He says, come on, bro. America is a melting pot. If you're not indigenous, you're an immigrant. Well, by now, yes. If you have multiple generations, but I'm talking about, oh, you're talking to that guy. Yeah. Our answer is, yeah. No, yeah, he's an idiot. Your boy Kanye even said slavery is a choice. Kanye was an idiot when he said that. And he's not my boy. He's a Toby. You understand what I'm talking about? And then when he tried to fight back against the Zionists, guess what happened? Yeah. But here's the thing about that, right? See, it was a false choice. See, if you were only given two choices, then those aren't real choices. That's a false choice, right? So don't look at the person. Don't look at the group of people that puts you in a position to make this impossible choice. But you get mad at the person that's been put in that position to make the impossible choice. That's why you're a slave to this day. That's why you're an unknowing slave, right? See, the choice was jump off the boat and drown, or stay around so I can try to protect my family the best way I can. Those are the two choices they have: become enslaved or die. Those aren't real choices. See, humans don't have the right to force other human beings to choose between slavery or death. Right? But you wouldn't understand that because you're a slave right now. What work that our ancestors churn butter, riding horses, what? We native people are still here. Yep. And yep, my ancestors were natives too. Yeah. But most of them are not. Yeah. There were red Native American slaves as well. That's where you get it fucked up. You have no idea what you're talking about, Mr. Cuck, whatever the hell you call yourself. Mm-hmm. Natives and the Moors were here, and we're indigenous to that shit too. Facts. So yeah, fuck Trump. I agree. Fuck the government. See, that's what we need to do. Right? All of them. See, we need to understand that there's no real distinction, right? Or it's a distinction, but it's not a difference. There's no difference between government and Trump. There's no difference between Joe Biden and Trump. No difference between Trump and Obama, right? It's the same system that they have to operate within. My ancestors were black. My ancestors were indigenous as well. But that's the history they don't want us to understand. Our chief is in command and drinking Russian vodka and trying to run the world. Crazy work. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to show this video of this terrorist attack right here on our streets by a government sanctioned terrorist group known as ICE. And the MAGA folks, they're going to come around. They're going to tell you, oh, well, he had a gun, so therefore he deserved to die. That's because that's how they're going to, that's how they're going to justify it. Why? Because Donald Trump is Donald Trump's ICE. So, of course, right? Chief in command. So you're mad at the words he used? So he said chief in command instead of commander in chief. And that makes you upset. That's what you want to focus on. Yes. He was indeed a U.S. citizen. They're killing U.S. citizens. They're not killing illegals. But you dumbasses are going to come in here and try to tell us we're retarded. But you're going to justify and defend this nonsense. Right? You so-called Second Amendment loving idiots. He says, I don't know shit. I don't know shit, but this is how you write in the chat. What are you talking about? I don't know what. What? Oh, for sure. It's all good. All good, brother. So let's do this, man. So we're gonna show this right here. Yeah. Yep. Man shot and killed by federal agents in Minneapolis. Let's go ahead and show this.
They're doing too much, man, and they keep pushing people,
Why? There's 6 of them. Why don't you have control of his hands? They have no idea what they're doing. The dude's like he's on the ground incapacitated. Now they shot him, right? They shot him. Now he's on the ground, incapacitated, facing away from them. Look where his feet is pointed. That's it, man. This is his body seizing because he has no control over his body. That's it. It's a wrap for this dude. He's incapacitated. Yeah. Yep. Shot Kinlan says, "A Snap, I want to know your thoughts on the new Black Panther dude. I just found out about him today. If he works for ICE, he's not a cop. I just heard about him today. It seems like he's an idiot. But then Huey P. Newton's niece came out and said that she was about to sue his ass. So I'm gonna rock with the sister guy. I'm gonna defer to her for now until I look more into this dude. Yeah. Apparently he's doing too much. He's not a real Black Panther, from what I understand. He's just using their name, and now Huey P. Newton's niece is going to send a cease and desist letter to him and all that good stuff. So we'll find out what happens. Man, cops ain't shit. We need to start policing ourselves. That's what we need to start doing. Police ourselves. That's the best way to do it. We want the best, police your own community, police yourselves, police your own family. Right? But this should not be happening right now. Why you got all these dudes masked up? Look at these motherfuckers, man. They're wearing masks. I know it's cold, right? It's Minneapolis, but still, they look like fucking a ragtag militia group. They have no fucking structure, no discipline. But of course, you Donald Trump nut gobblers are going to come in here and defend this shit. Look, why? The dude's dead. The dude is not moving. He's on the ground. He's no danger to anybody. But this is what they do. Look. That's it. It's a rescue.
What the They killed that shit. Did they kill that guy? Are you kidding me, dude?
These motherfucking punks. Motherfucking punks. The first thing you want to do, see, wow.
Not again. Are you kidding me? That guy's dead.
That's it. It's a wrap.
I just saw a video of more than 6 masked agents.
6 masked thugs. 6 masked thugs. That's what they are. 6 masked thugs. A ragtag militia group. This guy said that's illegal. I agree. Those dudes should be dealt with, but my statement stands firm. Something about, but talk rise up. Trump supporters back common sense. Liberals don't obey laws. What law? What law? What are you talking about? What law are you referring to? What law? What are you talking about? ICE equals out of basements into the streets. Fat fucks with small. Yeah, that sounds about right. Yeah. More than 6 mass thugs. That's exactly what they are.
Pummeling one of our constituents and shooting him to death.
Mm-hmm.
How many more residents, how many more Americans need to die or get badly hurt for this operation to end?
It won't end. It won't end. It won't end unless it's forced to end. You understand? Impeding ICE. Impeding ICE. Impeding ICE from what? assaulting a United States citizen, a female, with pepper spray. That's what you're talking about? Why are they harassing random people on the street in the first fucking place during protests? They should not be there. They should not be handling protests. They're not. That's not their job. Go get actual illegals and round their asses up. Impeding ICE from doing what? What were they doing? What was the impedance of? What were they impeding? What actions? What was it? What was it? You can't articulate it because you have no idea what they were doing to be impeded upon. You're just defending Donald Trump because that's what this comes down to. Just because they are uniformed thugs does not give them the authority to run around spraying people that don't want to do what they want them to do. That's not how this shit works. That's not how it works. Right? Brandon says, oh, they're just getting started. Their plan are for the entire country. Miller wants to his 100 million white America. This won't stop until it's forced to stop. 100%. 100%.
How many more lives need to be lost before this administration realizes that a political and partisan narrative is not as important as American values? How many times must local and national leaders must plead with you, Donald Trump, to end this operation and recognize that this is not creating safety in our city?
Donald Trump don't give a shit. He's busy trying to take over the world. No. This is Donald Trump handed this off to Kristi Noem. There's another angle that I want to try to find that I'm aware of. It's a lot better, right? Here's
to that. We have now confirmed that the man who was shot was ICU nurse.
This is fair use, y'all. Don't be coming for me. Fair use. This is fair use. I'm stopping. I'm giving commentary. I'm talking about, I'm trying to educate. 46MD says, didn't you see Renee Good block the street with her car? What is that? So blocking the street with your car deserves for you to die, right? You should get shot in the face 3 times because you blocked the street. Or you should be harassed by an ICE agent. First of all, what is the ICE agent doing? No, the ICE agent should be calling a police officer. They know how to handle that shit, or they should, right? You don't get in front of a fucking vehicle of somebody that is displaying some type of aggression that you might feel in your head. So when she turned and tried to drive by him and he got clipped, she should have got shot in the face 3 times. Miss me with that bullshit, Mr. MD. More dick in your mouth. That's what that stands for. That's why you got your mouth open. That's why you're drooling, right? You want more dick in your mouth. 4 to 6 inches. Is that what that stands for? Fucking clown. Y'all don't want to fuck with me today. ICE aren't cops, and cops themselves have use of force policies. They do have use of force policies. That's called impeding. Impeding on what, you dumbass? What were they impeding on? She was impeding on what? Were they in a process of capturing an illegal immigrant in any of these cases? No, they were not. No, they were not in the process of impeding, of doing their job. No. Absolutely. I ain't got time for this bullshit. These fucking dumbasses running around. Yeah, I do know about dick. I got about 8 to 9 inches, but you can't get none of that. That's why you're 4 to 6 MD. Yeah. The 8 to 9 is for your wife. You know what I'm saying? Your beard. That's who that's for. So send your beard my way. Why you go around to Donald Trump and get 46 inches of mad dick in your mouth? That's what you need to do. Don't worry about what I know about dick. Of course I know about dick. I got one. Yeah. Don't get mad at me because you need to grab tweezers when you want to pee. Yeah, you miss me with that bullshit. If you're so mad, you should head out and stop ICE. Why? Why? Why would I do that? Why would I do that? No. Let them do what they're doing so they can wake you motherfuckers up. Not you, because you're going to stay asleep. Yeah, you and MD. Yeah, y'all going to go to Donald Trump's bed and you're going to take some dick in your mouth too. Because see, there is one thing that you have to consider. You should not be out there fucking around with these protests because this is exactly what they want. Right? You know, they want to shame black people. Go out there and stop ICE. Go out there and protest. They want to encourage you to go out there so that you can get shot in the street. Like Alex Pretty. That's what they want to happen to you. So a guy like BBL Drizzy, whatever the fuck you call yourself, yeah. You want us to go out there so we can get shot like Alex Pretty. That's why they want black folks to go out there. They want us to go out there. They want to instigate. They want to, you know, create chaos. And because they know these ICE agents, they're not organized. They don't have any discipline and they're not trained. So they will be trigger happy. And they want a bunch of black folks to die. Black folks, this is not your fight. Do not go out there fucking with them ICE agents. But this should not be happening regardless. Because you got this clown right here who says, go ICE. Quiz says, Freedom March, I fuck with you, homie. Hey, y'all better be educate yourself and listen to real spill. Wait till ICE and the government start coming for everyone internationally. Yeah, this is the problem. Tennessee versus Garner says use of lethal force can only be used in fleeing nonviolent felony suspects if it's reasonable, if the public or anyone else around is in immediate danger. Garner says use of lethal force can only be used on fleeing felony suspects if it's reasonable. Yeah, it's a tricky one, right? You don't want, like, you're fleeing in a car, you don't want him mowing people over trying to get away. Let them handle their own business, hold their own nuts. We ain't got going out there. Yeah, why we go out there? You should still be pissed by this killing. This should not be happening in the first place. But it's not, we're not doing that. We're not doing, and this is exactly why I tell people don't fuck around with this shit. Because these ICE agents are worse than cops. They're worse than them because they are not trained like cops are. Right? Uh-oh, here comes 46 inches of dick in his mouth. You don't get to choose his laws to obey? No, not natural laws. You're absolutely right. But man-made laws, you get to you choose what man-made laws you obey every day or not. You could do any number of illegal things every single day if you want to and never get caught and no one would ever know. So that's a false statement. The only laws you have to obey are the laws of nature, laws of physics, the law of gravity, the law of entropy, the law of thermodynamics. You can't not obey those, right? Those are constants like gravity, right? Those are the only laws you have to obey. The other ones, man-made laws, you ain't got to obey that shit. Miss me with that. They want one world order. Yeah, absolutely. Exactly. Tell me what I can and can't obey. So, yeah, his name is Alex Pretty, a 37-year-old man. He was an ICU nurse.
Alex Preddy, and that is confirmed by his parents. And to his parents, I am so sorry for your loss, regardless of the circumstances. To lose a child is the most horrific thing. But we can now confirm that the victim who was shot in this situation was Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse from Minneapolis, an American citizen, according to Chief Brian O'Hara.
An American citizen. The only people ICE have killed were American citizens, but they're supposed to be rounding up illegals. That's what they're supposed to be doing. Brandon says one has not only a legal but a moral responsibility to obey just laws. Conversely, one has a moral responsibility to disobey unjust laws. Exactly. That's why we have prisons. You might end up there. No, that's for you, brother. You might as well go ahead and turn yourself in, because they got all the dick you want up in there. Nope, no one's taking me to prison. Ain't gonna happen. Shad says, Bane, you're a real one, man. You are so rare. I wish we have brave men like you, brother. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Man, I'm just trying to shed light on the truth. That's all I'm doing. Salute to Detroit, BC. Salute to you. Don't worry about 4 to 6 inches of dick in his mouth. He'll be all right. Sharice Brewster says, I'm so tired of dumb out 3 talking education. What? I'm so tired of dumb out 3 talking education. Oh boy, that hurt just reading that. Wow. That's a great question, Brandon. They don't care about that. What's up with the Epstein files? What happened to that? These motherfuckers. What happened to the Epstein files?
I also want to say one more thing, because it is our duty to tell the truth, however we see it, right? And journalists get painted in many different lights these days. And I'll say this. What Commander Bavino said in his press conference and in the press release was that it appeared, according to DHS, that this man, what was his name?
Alex Preddy.
What was his name?
Came there intending to harm officers. We have a picture of him. And the video shows him directing traffic. The next part of the video shows him trying to help a woman who got shoved by an officer.
Yes.
And then resisting his own, I guess, detainment, if you will, and being sprayed in the face with pepper spray.
God forbid somebody stops himself from getting kidnapped or being so-called detained. See, he was directing traffic and trying to help a woman that was getting shoved around and sprayed on by these fucking thugs. And of course, why would he succumb? Why would he give himself over? He's a fucking hero. In my book, this is what a hero does. His natural inclination was to help a woman who had been shoved to the ground and was getting sprayed by 6 dumbasses. What do you want proof of? This guy, proof matters. Man, shut the fuck up. Every one of them elites on there, that's something we'll never see. Yeah, and the list, yeah, we'll never, yeah, you're right. Cherie says her cell isn't working. It's all good. It was difficult reading that comment. I'm just gonna be honest with you. They're looking for a sovereign citizen, so-called groups. The common law group is a thing, U.S. versus USA, Fed versus state. And yes, all of the above, martial law enforcement. Absolutely. This is what this is. Salute to the lunatic libertarian in the building. Trump is a war criminal, it seems like, when I think about it. Yeah, he's a war criminal. Absolutely. He's all manners of criminal. Who you got, Murtala versus Cruz? Man, that's a tough one. Murtala has the professional experience, right? He has experience. He has 12-round experience. He's been in there with some pretty good pro fighters, but Andy Cruz is he appears to be a sharper puncher. He's good. He has good boxing ability, but I'm going to edge it to, I don't know, man. I think I'm going to edge it to Murtala, man. I think I'm going to edge it to Murtala. Shot Killer says Trump had a former president arrested and is a sex offender. Crazy work. Well, Trump told you himself in so many words, right? He said if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he would date her. So I just take things like that and I just say, this guy's a fucking creep. That's what I say. Imagine not being the communist who disrupts the legal arrest. What illegal alien? What were they? They were not arresting an illegal alien. They were fucking with a U.S. citizen, a female U.S. citizen, shoving her to the ground. He was not. They were not arresting anybody. You have no idea what you're talking about. Democrats weaponized the government to throw Trump out of office and make him ineligible to run. If Trump was fiddling kids, Dems would have no, because he would just turn them all in. They see when you are on that level that Donald Trump is on, the elite class level, right? You're not in there by yourself, and it's not, it's all Republicans. No, you're in there. You're on the island. You're on the Lolita Express with Democrats, Republicans, independents. You all are in it together. No, because see, if they turned him in, he could just turn them in. This is a game they're playing right now. They're playing a game. You can go ahead and fall for that, but I'm not going to fall for it. Trump is more like a pawn. Yes, he is a figurehead. They use him. Yeah, he don't run shit. He's a puppet, right? It's the bankers, not the lobbyists, but the special interest groups, the corporations, the PACs, the NGOs, the leaders of the NGOs, that they really run shit, right? Yeah, that Donald Trump is just a figurehead, y'all. Keep living in your race. Now I'm a racist. Oh boy, you can't make this shit up because it ain't true. They threw the book at him for anything and nothing stuck. Yeah, they threw shit at him that they knew wouldn't stick to make it look like they were trying to make it stick. They didn't throw shit at him that they could actually prove, right? Because if they put out enough evidence to take down Donald Trump, they'll have to put out enough evidence to take them all down. They're protecting each other at this point. See, y'all are falling for the game. The Democrats and the Republicans aren't enemies of each other. They act as though they are, and they put that out there to us to convince us that we need to choose between one or the two. But they're protecting each other. Trump is protecting them, and they're protecting Trump. Right? They'll put little shit out there. Oh, Donald Trump spent hours with her in the house and all this other shit. Right? But not really actually saying what he did with her. Right? The emails. One email said that Donald Trump came to the house, spent hours with a girl. Didn't say what he did with her. Then in another email, he said, well, Donald Trump wasn't really doing anything. He just knew about it. They're playing games with y'all. He said, I love how conservatives went from QAnon, Pizzagate, we got to release the Epstein files to what? Yeah, what files? Exactly. It's crazy work. Tell me proof, not CNN, Snopes, Dem smears. Here we go with the Dem stuff. Oh, Dem this and Dem that. Oh my God, you guys. Oh my God. We got to get out of this shit, man. We gotta withdraw. We have to shut out the left-right paradigm or the left-right dialectic. We just gotta let it go. Let it go. Let it go. It's when you let that go, you gain a level of clarity you have never experienced before. Now, me, I've never been left or right. I've never been political ever in my entire life. So I've always had this level of clarity. But even when I was in the military, I wasn't political. I didn't give a shit. I was in the military. I was just doing my duty. I was just doing what I was doing. But I wasn't like, oh, I'm a Republican or a Democrat. No. Because I knew they both were on some bullshit. Even when I was in the military. The military, you go to the military, you become a service member. No one cares about that. Real shit. You don't really care about that unless you're a commissioned officer. That's when you're hobnobbing with in those political realms. But non-commissioned and enlisted people, no, we weren't. You did not have any left or right discussions. And when I was in the Army, I didn't have any conversations with anybody about a Democrat or a Republican or a congressperson or any of that. No, we didn't have those conversations. If you want to get away from politics conversations, political conversations, join the military. Believe it or not. If you were going to prosecute Epstein clients, would you release the documents and have them flee underground? No, you wouldn't warn them. Well, they're already warned. What are you talking about? They were warned when Epstein got caught. When Epstein was starting to get prosecuted, they understood what the deal was. They don't have to flee. No, they just suppress. No, they are warned right now. What are you talking about? You have no idea how these people move. You have to understand how they move. When Epstein was discovered for what he was doing, they were already warned. They knew, okay, there's a possibility that Epstein could give us up. They already had this awareness. No. Yes, can't guard Jay. Another ICE agent, multiple ICE agents, killed another citizen. This guy, Alex Preddy.
Right. The video does not appear to back up that statement.
You have not seen in the angles
None of us
that
have.
you have watched that he seemed to be threatening law enforcement.
And he may have been, I don't know. I have no clue.
Sure, we
can't
don't
prove any of that. But what I'm
Right.
saying, the video shows a man directing traffic, helping a woman, and then sort of resisting his own detainment. That's what it shows.
And for that, he had to die. Why? Because these people, these ICE agents, are the lowest of the low. They are the pond scum. You understand? They are the pond scum. Gusto says, I'm sick and tired of this, bro. ICE out here tripping. Yes. And they were given carte blanche by Donald Trump and Kristi Noem. Looks like a small hat. Who knew? Well, he might be. I don't know what type of last name Preddy is, right? That's his last name. It sounds Italian to me. I think he might be Italian. It doesn't matter, though. The fact of the matter is he is a so-called U.S. citizen. He's not an illegal. Yet he was murdered in the streets. He was murdered, just flat out. And why did ICE kill him? Because they didn't know how to control him. They couldn't control him. He wasn't a threat. They just couldn't control him. He was trying to protect the woman. And so they said, oh, how dare you? And they grabbed him up and they couldn't do anything to him. They couldn't get him. They couldn't control his hands. They couldn't do any of that. His hands were on the ground, y'all. They're trying to grab him by the shoulder and grab him around the waist. No, you grab his arms, you fucking dumbasses. If you think that he's going to be a threat or you want to try to control him, grab his fucking arms and pull him behind his back. Bro looks like a banker, he says. Defending the illegal immigrants not committing fraud and crimes. Defend the illegal migrants that want to be Americans. He was defending a woman. He didn't know whether or not she was a fucking illegal. He didn't know what she was. He just, it was in him to just, hey, y'all doing too much. These people are not trained to engage ICE. They are not in shape. They are not prepared. No. I seen the video, bro. They shot dude 10 times. Yeah, they shot him 10 times. Yeah, he was dead the first shot. The first time they shot, he was probably dead. Instantly, it looked like. And then they backed up and kept shooting him like it's a fucking movie. Like they were like it was a fucking Italian fucking execution. Ugh. Virtue signaling white people. What is this dude talking about, man? This is the dumbest shit I've ever seen in my life. What is this? F that guy. He mad dumb. Virtue signaling white people. Resistance is futile. Says who? This ain't fucking Star Wars. You know, that's what the bad guys say when they want you to remain slaves. Yeah. The guy that said resistance is futile was the guy that was trying to control everybody. He was the villain. Of course, the villain's going to tell you resistance is futile. But people resist anyway, don't they? Fucking. Yeah, I heard they disarmed him. I didn't see that. I don't know. I didn't see. I couldn't see that. Yeah, they shot him. These motherfuckers are psychopaths. We gotta get out of this. Deep state PDF politicians. PDF elites. It doesn't Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. Walls used 1868 to justify state rights over federal government. He should have used 1828. Carolina state registered the federal government. That would have been a better argument, but Dem's low IQ. Well, here's the bottom line to it. The best way to handle this is to remove your consent to be governed. It's in the Declaration of Independence. Yeah, consent to be governed. That's what we are giving to these people. Remove it. And you remove all the legitimacy they have over you. You just got to remove it effectively, right? You can't just say, oh, I remove my consent. No, it takes a movement. It takes a movement. Yes, 37 is mad young. Go back to the Annie Weiner laptop story, and if you have half a brain, you'll figure out what's going on with the Epstein case. Yeah, I got to go back and look at that. You're a sovereign citizen. I wouldn't call myself a sovereign citizen. I'm not sovereign yet. None of us are. None of us are. It's wise. Yeah. Don't comply with unlawful directives. Someone says this is a psyop. It might be.
Now we are seeing this man right here, Alex Preddy. We are told by his parents that he was an ICU nurse.
There was a shooting in the city of Minneapolis today. Shot Alex Preddy, as you see there, a 37-year-old man, American citizen, resident of.
So the problem is that the government has been given too much power over the people. And it was never supposed to be that way. The government was supposed to serve the people, right? The people are supposed to have power over the government, and the government is supposed to serve us. But it got away with itself, right? And this is what happens when you construct an entity as powerful as this and you lose control of it, it turns on you. And this is exactly what happens. Movements start the revolution. Revolutions continues. That's why we need an evolution. That's why you need an evolution. You want to evolve past it so you're not going in the circle. See, a revolution is a circle. A revolution is 360 degrees. You end up right back where you started. Right? A nurse is crazy. I thought they were going to say Mexican, going after Mexicans. No, they're going after anybody that they feel like is, not doing what they want them to do. Yeshua's return says Trump gave these goons a shit ton of funding just to run around terrorizing Americans. It has nothing to do with bettering the country at all. At all. Right, but you are familiar with sovereign citizen ideas because you sound like one. Yeah, of course I am. Obviously, right? That the goal is to be sovereign. Absolutely. The goal is to be sovereign and free. That's the ultimate goal. But getting paperwork, and riding around in a car with no license plate and showing cops, look, I have this, that, and the third. They might entertain you for a little bit, but when push comes to shove, they're going to say, fuck your sovereignty and come with me, right? The idea is for actual sovereignty. You don't need to get paperwork and permission from the government to become sovereign. That's not how that works. The government is getting permission to be sovereign from the government or filling out paperwork and all this other stuff. It sounds good, but if you're not set up, right, to operate outside of society without using any of the government, so-called government services that they, of course, extort people for, then, you're really not sovereign, right? You got to be in a position where you don't need government at all. And unfortunately, government is everywhere in this country. So trying to be a sovereign citizen, like government overreach in the United States they're everywhere. They control everything. Even your land, because you pay income tax, right? You pay property tax for your land, and they have eminent domain over your land as well. So it is what it is. Like at some point, if you want to be sovereign, everyone has to be sovereign, right? You have to remove the apparatus that is preventing you from being sovereign. You have to remove it completely from your life. And unfortunately, sovereign citizens, that just doesn't work. Gusto says, Tio or Shakur? You got Tio dog walking or Shakur dog walking Tio? I think Shakur is going to win. I think it's going to be very tough for him, though. Right? It's going to be tough, but I think he pulls it out. It's going to be a very, very close decision in favor of Shakur. Because Tio is going to be the most, it's the toughest opponent he's ever faced. Right? Tio has a lot of skill. Great footwork, great athleticism. He has more pop than Shakur. He doesn't hurt his hands. His hands don't get hurt like Shakur's. Right? So he's going to be able to punch on Shakur without any problems. And Shakur is not going to have that same luxury. So Shakur is going to be on the defense quite a bit. He's going to have to, use his best tools, which is his defense, right? His upper body movement, his sharp, counter punches. He's not going to be able to engage like he engaged with Zepeda, right? He's going to want to stay out of the way of Tio's punches. He's not going to want to let Tio land anything. So that's going to be the biggest thing. Tio is going to have to miss a lot, right? That's the key to Shakur's victory is to not allow Tio to hit him, right? And so that's going to be the key, right? For Tio, the key to victory is to get inside, use those angles, but he's a counterpuncher, so he's going to have to engage more. Shakur's not going to engage, so he's going to have to engage more. He's going to have to press the action. He's going to have to be the aggressor, right? But Shakur is going to be able to turn him. He's going to be able to catch him coming in with short, quick punches. And it's probably not going to be very hard, powerful punches, but they're going to be enough to throw him off his rhythm, right? Catch Tio coming in, it doesn't have to hurt, right? It could be a punch he doesn't see. That could be something that drops Tio. I could see Shakur probably dropping Tio if Tio comes in hot, too hot. Anyway, Sports or Rig says bold as lion. Yeah, I agree with that. Anyway, y'all, Tio's getting stopped on cuts by the 10th round. Two sharp southpaw counterpunchers landed on that old scar tissue. This is true enough. Anyway, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. I just wanted to. I wanted to just touch on this while it was fresh on my mind because I was like, damn, this is crazy work. But, you know, of course, we'll hear more about it. They'll talk about his gun. That'll be a big thing. Oh, he had a gun, though. Oh, he had a gun. Oh, I'm a Second Amendment guy, but he had a gun. Oh, I'm all for people's rights to keep and bear arms, but he had a gun. Right? That's gonna be their focus because they can't focus on what he does for a living. He doesn't have a criminal history. He's probably not smoked any weed. You know, they're not going to be able to stick on anything but the gun, right? So that's really what it's going to be about. Pander to everyone and divide everyone. That's what politicians are doing. This is our government, not theirs. We ain't that far apart. Let your hatred go and use common sense. They're going to twist the narrative. He a terrorist. Probably. No, I doubt it. No, they're just going to talk about the gun. Salute, Shot Kills. I appreciate you for coming through, man. Oh, they cancel work? Yeah, it's crazy in the South when it gets to snow and everybody goes fucking crazy. Oh, the snow. We're going to get 1 inch of snow. Dude, it's going to be 40 degrees tomorrow. 45 degrees. The snow is not going to stick. These people be dramatic.
What if the power goes out?
What if the power goes out? Then the power goes out until it comes back up. I mean, it is what it is. I don't think the power is going to go out, though. My daughter came and asked me if the power goes out. I mean, the power goes out, the power goes out. We'll be all right. Anyway, y'all, thank you for coming through. I appreciate you. You guys be out safe out there in that that geoengineered storm that they created. Look up chemical ice nucleation, y'all. Chemical ice nucleation. I just want y'all to look that up. Chemical ice nucleation. It's a thing. It's a real thing. And they be doing that. They be doing that, y'all. Chemical ice nucleation. Right? This is what they do. Anyway. Silver oxide, y'all. Silver iodide. They ice. They see clouds, y'all. This is what they do. Oh, that's what's up, Shotguns. I'm glad you did, man. I'm glad you came through, and I appreciate you. Chemtrail, cold vortex. Exactly. Anyway, y'all be safe out there. Be careful with this storm if you guys live in those areas. I appreciate you guys for stopping by. This is a problem, right? We know this has been a thing. But y'all stay safe out there. Much love. Like, share, subscribe. And let's keep marching forward toward freedom and truth. Peace.